Right, and the address coming as he faces re-election, as we mentioned, in November. And Governor John Hickenlooper joins us live now. Governor, in light of the successful recall of State Senators Angela Harron and John Morse for supporting gun control, do you plan to fight Republican efforts to repeal some of those new gun laws?
Well, we have to see what they put out in terms of the gun laws. You know, what we've said from the beginning is I don't see us repealing laws, but I'm not against trying to figure out a way to fine-tune them or make them better. I look at universal background checks, and you know, over 3,000 violent criminals in 2012 tried to buy guns, and we stopped them. We wanted to expand that to 100% instead of 50%. You know, I think that makes sense for most people.
And Governor, Colorado Springs State Senator Kent Lambert says the changes need to be made in our state about how we prepare and how we respond to wildfires. He wants to pass a measure that would allow counties to step in and essentially take control without local permission. Do you support that idea? Do you agree?
Well, I think what I am supportive of is trying to use every tool we can, every tool in the toolbox, to try and get to those fires sooner and get control of them faster. That first couple hours of a fire is the most important. Now, how we define who does what, I think that's where the devil and the details get into conflict sometimes. So I'd have to see exactly what he's talking about.
And Governor, you're familiar with a series of 7 News investigative stories exposing the failure of handling of those rape test kits in Colorado and this discovery of thousands of untested rape kits. 2 months ago, you mentioned that you were going to budget about $14 million to test those rape kits. Does that still stand, and what exactly is the plan for that?
Say that again, because I couldn't quite hear you clearly there.
That's okay.
Sorry.
I was just asking you about our investigation into those untested rape kits, and you had mentioned 2 months ago that you had budgeted $14 million in the budget proposal to test rape kits, and I was just wondering where that stands now and what the plan exactly is for that.
Well, I think that's got to go through the legislative process. You know, in other words, the Joint Budget Committee is going to look at all the competing needs, but I think there's a strong current of support for that.
So during this last election, Governor, of course, we saw a portion of our state saying that they wanted to leave us and form their own state. What can you do now this year to help unify Colorado?
Well, I think if you look at it, the major thrust of the whole State of the State speech this year was around 2 things. One was job creation, making sure our economy continues to grow. And the second was to try and bring people back together again after a very divisive session last year. That it wasn't just Republicans and Democrats, it was rural interests versus urban interests. And it is one Colorado. We saw that with the floods, we saw that with shootings. I mean, we do the best when everyone is together.
All right, Governor Hickenlooper, thank you. Thank you for taking some time to speak with us today. We hope you have a great one.
All right, Governor, thank you.